Yes, we are starting with the session now. We'll wait for 1 minute all to join. Okay, we'll start with the session now. Good morning, all. On behalf of Ideal College of Pharmacy and Research, myself, Suchita Gokhale, and my colleague, Mr. Sujit Ubai, working as an assistant professor, we welcome you all in today's webinar titled Stress Relief with Yoga. For that, I warmly welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Raghavendra Patil, sir. Before starting with the introduction of our speaker, I would like to say our beloved principal, ma'am, to say few words. Ma'am.
Good morning, all. Good morning, Patil sir, and all my
Namaste.
dear colleagues. Dear my students, yes, this program, this webinar we have arranged for, it's not for only for students, but it is for staff members, faculties also. Because nowadays everybody says that we are under stress, we are under stress, we are facing the stress of this thing, that thing, so many things. Like nowadays the school going children also say that we are under stress of studies and all these things. There could be a stress of anything which we feel, but how to relieve that stress and why the stress is created. All these things, I suppose, sir will be taking into his webinar. Yes, definitely, we feel that though we are stressed, but at one point when it cross the limits, we feel that somewhere we should relieve our stress. But at one point only, we cannot relieve the stress. There are many things, certain remedies are there, and the best thing is like yoga, which could relieve the stress fully from the your mind and your body. So I feel that Patil sir is the best person to address on this issue. So I would like to hear from you, sir, on this topic, and we would like to implement the tips given by you in the session. So thank you, sir. I would like Suchita ma'am to please introduce sir, as I know him personally, but the audience which are here in the session, definitely they would like to hear the resume of Patil sir. So I would like, I'll request Suchita ma'am to please introduce the Patil sir also.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for good words.
We'll start with the day introduction of our guest speaker, Mr. Raghavendra sir. He is a trained L3 yoga teacher and evaluator governed by the Ministry of Ayush Government of India. Sir has done B Pharmacy from Nagpur, MTech in Biochemistry by BHU, and CDAC from the ACTS. Sir now is pursuing PhD in weight loss management. Sir has conducted more than 500 workshops on fat to free stress management, yoga for kids with fun, yoga for above 60 years. Sir has published a book titled Diva Attitude, and Sir has YouTube channel also for yoga, diet, and attitude. Sir has coached 400 plus health aspirant and weight reduction. So I'll request Sir to start with this session. Over to you, Sir.
Thank you, Professor Gokhale. Thank you, Professor Smita, madam. It's after reading my own resume, I'm now stressed at how I should provide the tips for the stress. And the generation of this particular stress is somewhere which is unknown. So so we what we will do in this particular session, This session we have divided into a kind of two halves. The first half we will have something like what is stress, how this stress is generated, and as all our pharmacists all have lots and lots of experience, right from physiology to biochemistry to medicinal chemistry, and I am a pharmacist. I so so as a result of it, definitely it is a pharmaceutical communication which is going to occur in this session, and that's why we can understand the stress in a better and better way. So I will also go on physiology of stress. So it will be a techno functional, techno business, a kind of functional and effect yogic discussion. Then we will also go for what are the habits which can reduce the stress. That is a key part of it. So stay tuned. And then yoga for reducing the stress. Some of the key acupressure which are there to reduce the stress, and some of the thinking habits which can reduce the stress. And apart from that, what are the key components of your food which can reduce the stress? So, believe me, this is a collection of many such points and experience also. All right. So, those are the complete pro forma points of our today's session. So I'll just go one by one. I'm sure you can, what you can do, you can post your questions during the session in comment box, and we will go on that questions. If I find it interesting, I will stop my session and go for the questions, because questions I am always would like to definitely address for. Questions are the key of life. Questions are the key of raising as well as releasing the stress. Okay, so question can raise the stress, questions can release the stress, right? I'm sure everybody is pharmacist, and the pharmacy students specifically, if you take, every student has one key stress, that the student is actually having a kind of thinking, oh, I'm not becoming doctor, I'm becoming pharmacist, people say compounder. And that is the first stress you have in first year of pharmacy. Now you are in third year and fourth year, final year of pharmacy, your career is in front of you, and that is another stress which is generated. Though you are pharmacist as a stress, you are developing yourself as a stressed pharmacist, but those people who become doctor, they also are stressed. So it is not that they got rid of stress. No, they are also under pressure. A doctor will have stress that, my god, I'm becoming doctor and spending 70 lakhs, 1 crore, and I have to earn lot. If I don't earn lot, how will I pay my loans? The pharmacist is better, pharmacy. I love this profession, though I was not connected to this profession after my graduation, but I'm always connected through my heart. And now a wellness which is a part of pharmacy, I could get into the wellness yogic methods of living life just because I'm a pharmacist. So I think I should clap that I'm a pharmacist, you are a pharmacist. Pharmacy is a confluence of all those subjects which are actually from whole world. A pharmacist has physics, biophysics, chemistry, 19 different types of chemistries are there in pharmacy, pharmacology, and definitely physiology, which is a part of MBBS course. Then there is a unit operations. You'll find Bajer Banchero, you'll find that Ansel, and you'll find that all those things which are actually conducted, taught in chemical engineering, they are there. Biochemistry, which is a part of biochemist, and microbiology, which is a part of microbiologist. Whole confluence of all those things are there in pharmacy. So people are stressed because they are learning something which is of somebody else better. But because of that, the pharmacist brain is very different, and it is very easy for a pharmacy student, for a pharmacist, to get rid of stress. I'll tell you why. That I'll definitely tell you how to get rid of stress. As a pharmacist, it is very easy. If you are on one side, particular one side of your education, you are actually learned your complete degree. Say for example, you are a physicist, you may not able to deal with the stress so easily because you know physics fundamentals. Even psychologists have stress, people have stress, even doctors have stress. Those who actually are meant to release the stress, they also have stress, because it's viewing a stress in a different way is not a cup of tea of every person. So let's go for what exactly stress is. See, the stress basically generates when your expectations does not match with your own output. If you are expecting I should get 90% in my pharmacy, never nobody got it. 60% to 74% is 77% is the highest. Okay, I don't know nowadays after 26 years of becoming pharmacist, somebody people are getting 80. No, no, no. It's very difficult to get the percentage. So your expectations, if they are of 90% and you are thinking to get that 90% and the reality is 60, 65, then there is a stress. So input and output. If you are thinking that in this COVID situation you are away from the practical knowledge of pharmacy, that is a natural thing. There will be stress, definitely. You will surprised to note that in COVID situations, also in this pandemic situation, people who are less stressed, they survive better, and people who are more stressed, they got into even psychosomatic diseases. They got into a kind of mind not relaxation, mind stress, and ultimately the disease got crept into their body and they got finished just because of stress. Stress, it reduces the immunity and that causes a problem. So when you imagine something and something different occur, or if you dream something and something different occur, at that point of time stress generates. So it is what is actual and reality and your planning. If that is the difference, stress generated. If there are unexpected events, maybe a physical event, maybe mental events, maybe a dream, that also generates stress. Sleep which has a bad dream, that generates stress, and you will find that when you wake up you will be stressed. So that stress, as well as stress of a person who is going for an exam, same, it is almost same. There are some situations when you are not able to handle the situation itself. You feel that this situation is new to me. Your mind says that no, this situation particularly I cannot handle it. When you feel that, whether you cannot handle it actually is different story altogether. You may able to handle it. Everybody handle every situation in their life, that is the truth. But when you feel, again I am saying feel, it means that when you feel something which is not compatible to your brain, you generate stress. So again, I am putting it feeling. So stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tensions. It can come from any event that you thought or you make you feel frustrated, angry, nervous. Actually, stress is your body's reaction. It's a kind of reaction to the challenge which is given to your body or your mind. So there can be a stress like acute stress, which is a very sharp stress. So for example, if you are jumping from a 50-meter height in the swimming pool, a stress which is generated in a fraction of second is very high. There can be episodic acute stress, like a single episode occur and there will be acute stress, or there can be a chronic stress. So in chronic stress, so you are going into that situation, tapering situation, where you are getting blocked at the end of that particular path, and you'll find that that particular situation which you are supposed not to be creep in, that create a stress over the period of time. Pharmacy, 4 years of our tenure of pharmacy, this education is so well developed education that the pharmacist's brain is stressed under very different situation, different practicals, right from killing say frog to handling a 10 ml pipette, everything what we have to do. So naturally it has different aspects, and sometimes we get stressed just because the situations are different. If stress increases, you become unhappy, and that is where actually the game starts. So basically it is said that human body is highly sophisticated, and we are not able to handle psychochemical or materialistic body situations, and as a result of it stress occur. So stress is a natural phenomena, right? So there can be a stress because of economic pressure. It may be exam stress, it may be a result of the exam stress. Okay, it may be a kind of career stress, what will happen to me, or it can be even relational disturbance, or it can be even stress of disrespect. Somebody say oh bad words to me, and then I'm stressed. What happened, just think for a while inside, what happened inside us. Let's not think physiologically, something which occur. See, the person has not bitten me, the person has not given any jerk to me, any physical assault to me, but still I'm stressed just because of the disrespect. The reason is expectation, the reason is my handling to that disrespect, that causes stress. So it is not because I will fail in this exam generate stress. It's because that after I get fail in exam, what will happen? That is that is the that is the real reason of stress. We will go deep inside it in our mind. The reason stress generated in ourselves and can be remediated in ourselves. That is the key of it. See, for example, if kids or students they are getting compared among the classes or among the students, and then that generates stress. uh, there was a time when a boy doesn't have a girlfriend, there is a stress. Now if boy has a boyfriend, there is also stress, correct? So the situation has changed. Stress is relative. The same situation may create a stress in one of the student, whereas the same situation may not create a stress. For example, a student who has scored say 59 percentage, the person who has actually scored last time say 77 and got to 59 may be under stress, but a person who has scored 52 and now got to 59, he will be happy or she will be happy about it. So stress is a relative situation. So comparison of a situation is very important in stress. See, it is found there was an experiment done for specifically for stress. They have given just made a level of cortisol zero in particularly in mouse, and found how much stress the mouse is. The mouse actually doesn't stress, but at the same time the mouse didn't perform. Mouse performance reduced. Mouse has been given then 10 20 milligram of cortisol, then 30 40, and it found that on 20 milligram of cortisol the mouse performed very well, whereas on 40 the performance of mouse reduced. So as a result of it they come to the conclusion in a pharmacological this experiment, that a certain amount of stress is very important. Cortisol is the, you all know that cortisol get liberated in our body from the cortex, adrenal cortex. Whenever there is a stress, there will be activation of HPA axis, that is a hydrocortico and pituitary adrenal axis. So whenever there is a hypothalamus, and from the hypothalamus when stress starts generating, it will give the ACTH from then pituitary gland, and from the pituitary gland it will travel to the cortex, and cortex will release the cortisol, and hence this particularly the cortisol has been checked for the stress. So they found that certain amount of stress which is not actually called as stress, which is known as sincerity, right? So this sincerity Up to certain level is good, and after that it starts deteriorating. See, the sincerity, it means the first of all, when the cortisol increase in our body, it starts with stimulation, then it starts with the healthy tension, then there is a little bit of pressure, and after that there is a fatigue starts, and after fatigue you may have anxiety, and this here is a tapering curve goes. There may be exhaustion, there may be a kind of the health situation of depression, or the person will undergo chronic depression. So there is a bell-shaped curve which is there, and ultimately if this continue to increase the cortisol in your body, naturally it impacts our immunity, it impacts our complete brain, and result into even sometimes breakdown. So that is what the physiology of stress is. See, the cortisol then play the role in stress. For example, there can be a palpitation. Cortisol ultimately helps to increase the vasopressin. What will happen if cortisol is released, vasopressin is released? As a result of it, definitely there will be constriction of our blood vessels, and because of the constriction of our blood vessels, again there will be blood pressure will be increased. As a result of it, heart will require lots and lots of pressure to pump the blood so that it can reach to every particular organ of our body. And this particularly vasopressin, which is the hormone which is secreted by the hypothalamus, again that stimulation of this particular cortisol, this has again effect on kidney, and there will be increase uptake of water, there will be increase the uptake, release of the small urine droplets. As a result of it, there can be a polyuria, right? Cortisol has immunosuppressant effects, so as a result of it, our immunity go down. So that's the reason that you can see that in COVID situations, people who have who have less immunity, or they get stressed very quickly, their immunity reduced, and even if after the after the shooting of immunity, which required a lot of time, by that time the body collapses, and hence stress played a very major factor in COVID. Cortisol also stimulates the gluconeogenesis and even the glycogen synthesis in the liver. And as a result of it, it reduces the sugar. Now, when it reduces the sugar, you can imagine NTT effect, right? NTT effect is that when you reduce your sugar stimulation, your central nervous system is depressed little bit even, you will find that you will be saggy, you'll be down, and hence there is a problem. Another thing is, in stress you will find memory loss. So if you are stressed in exam, you'll believe that people who are reading up to last minute, they get their stress level very high, and as a result of it, they will not able to even recall all those things which they have memorized. On the other hand, if they get distress, we will come to the process of distress, you will find that you can very well perform. So the self mediated immunity as well as the memory, though all those things are well optimum when you are stressless. And if you say, for example, if you are at very high dose of cortisol, uh, there is always a depression after the excitation. After every hormone or steroid, there is always a depression cycle is there. Okay, there is an anxiety cycle. Your body may perform optimum during the any steroid, but again after that there will be a second cycle of your depression. Even it has a effect on thyroid function. Whenever I treat the therapy out of this particularly yoga therapies, and I found that people who are suffering from thyroid, they might have undergone lot of stress, and I asked them, what was the stress you have because your thyroid started malfunctioning, thyroid started stopping the TSH or stopping the T4 T3. The reason is because of stress. People, it's very easy to determine if the person has abdominal fat. It's very easy to determine the person is under a lot of stress. You know, person who has, generally this is not a Google knowledge, but you can observe yourself. If the person has a higher abdominal fat or fat over the abdomen, the person might have gone through the stress. Okay, or the person might have tendency to go to stress for any situation, and this may cause a cardiovascular complications also, right? So stress causes n number of different effects. And hypercalcemia or lot of like hyperhidrosis, there are n number of weight gains, situation where the stress ultimately contributes a lot. Now, coming to the what are the different effects which occur. Sometimes, people, they try to get rid of stress by consuming tea or coffee or many times alcohol. Dear friends, that is not the remedy for stress. I'll tell you what will happen if you consume tea or coffee more and more. Naturally, tea contains caffeine, and caffeine along with the sugar will have the punching effect to your brain. That your brain has a little bit euphoric effect, and you will feel stress free for a fraction of second or for even 5 minutes. And ultimately, when the sugar reduces, because ultimately our insulin starts playing the role, and it is converted to the glycogen, and immediately after that, when the caffeine effect reduce, you will get the depression, and the person will look for another tea, another coffee, another dose of alcohol. All have psychological dependency. So tea, coffee or alcohol is not the solution. Rather, I will request you, if you are in stress, never ever go for tea, coffee with sugar. Never ever go for alcohol. That is my request. That is the first tip which I should recommend you. Try to stay away from tea, try to stay away from sugar, try to stay away from alcohol whenever you have stress in your body or mind. Many times stress causes reduction in the blood clotting time, and this is a dangerous situation where blood clotting time reduces, can cause a thromboembolism, and can cause definitely a clotting inside the arteries, and that is a dangerous thing. And that is the reason that it increases the heart rate, increases the BP, as well as it may cause a atherosclerosis. Plaques are generally created because of the stress, and these plaques, which are the sticky substance, then that can attract calcium complexes, and then oxalate crystals, and then even sugar, and that can cause the blockage in the artery, what we say as atherosclerosis. So that also can be a cause of chronic stress. you know Stress actually inhibits the street tears, which is a very problematic situation. It's a digestive secretions are reduced because of stress. It dilates the pupil. So secretions are reduced means the cholinergic system is deactivated, and that is very problematic situation. It increases the perspiration, so selective deactivation, and it also increases your mental fatigue. Okay, there are incidences that stress can also take away your vital capacity, your sexual capacity, your body become exhausted, and as a result of it, you may have a stress related disorders which can actually proliferate or which can actually manifested at any time. How is the cycle? Let's go a little bit deep into it. Anybody has any question, I'll take a pause. They can put it into comments if anybody has any question. uh, so there are lots of people, they have put lots of comments here, but definitely we'll go through the question. And how to stop overthinking, yes, we are coming to that. uh, to add questions in the chat box. uh, can you classify the stress types of stress? I have already classified this. Can someone amount stress to be helpful to increase the productivity? Yeah, I already told that productivity can be increased up to certain limit with stress, but I'll also ensure how you can increase the productivity by getting rid of the stress, getting a healthy life, healthy brain, healthy mind. That will come to definitely. Mental stress, emotional stress, very good, good, John Sanem. Uh, and I think how to overcome is the key step. Definitely, we are coming to that. Obesity, does obesity causes stress? Yes, my dear friend. Pooja Rai, yes, it causes stress, causes obesity, and obesity causes stress. Both are true, because when you are obese, definitely your blood circulation is not up to that mark. Your every cell should get sufficient amount of energy and blood. That is not there. As a result of it, obesity also causes stress. You may find that obese people, they eat a lot because of the stress stimulus, and as a result of it they will try to just reduce the stress level, which doesn't cause reduction of stress level. They will actually increase their stress level by taking food. Otherwise, you will find that people, they're going for intermittent fasting, they get rid of stress, or taking consuming a very simple food, they get rid of stress. That would have not occurred. People would have definitely taken or consumed lots and lots of food, and they would have got the stress release. No, that is not the truth. The truth is that when you have a little bit of intermittent fasting, they will actually reduce the stress. So there is a question, emotional stress. Question is wash hand. Somebody said, Ashish Gupta, wash hand. Yes, very good. I'm going to come to that particular point where how your acupressure points can definitely reduce the stress. Stay tuned for that. Does stress result in weight gain? Yes. uh, Kanchan Chande has put this particular, yes, if you are stressed, your weight will increase. If you are like a kid, baby, okay, you are always enthusiastic, your stress will be reduced, and as a result of it you won't have weight gain. So you will find that many people who are generally in very agile marketing, they are efficient, they are always moving here and there, and they will find, you will find that these people will have very less stress, and as a result of it their weight will also under control. So good question, Kanchan. There's a question from again from Jan Sanam. Can stress lead to a hormonal imbalance and other endocrinal disorders like thyroid? Yes, I have just answered this question. Thyroid can occur because of stress. There is one more disease, hypertension. Absolutely, there is one more disease which is actually caused by stress, and that is known as cancer. It is definitely that whenever you are in stress, your abnormality may lead to right from your manifested total emotions or your manifested actions of the body to the cellular composition of the body, that changes occur, and that can also get into DNA. And this is particularly proved already that it can also get into DNA. Definitely you will find that a person who has a parent stressful will also be in stressful, unless and until the upbringing of a kid is properly managed, the person will have genes of stress. So as a result of it, the stress is also hereditary, but that does not mean that the stress is hereditary. No, so I should not take any action, and as stress is hereditary, I will always be under stress. No, that is not a question. The inheritance is only 10% affected. It is up to us that how should we manage our stress. Some people, I have found that they may have a skin disease because of stress, and as a result of it their kids will also have skin disease because of stress. But it is not because of the genes, it is because of the habits which are inculcated, which are inherited from the parents, and not because of actually parents. Habits, so for example, if you have a habit that whenever there is a cricket match, you will be under huge stress. You'll find that this particular 4 hours of cricket match 2020, which actually everybody gets benefit except the viewer, these people viewers are under stress, and as a result of it they will also undergo a kind of hypertension and problems. There is a question again, can stress cause dermatology issue? Yes, that is what I was saying about hair loss, correct. Hair, getting hair gray, yes, that is also there, apart from the other disease, other reasons. Can stress and addiction as a young generation needs to be aware of how to deal with it? Correct, very good question. I think this is the best question. Addiction is a elder brother of stress. Addiction can cause stress. If you are addicted to something, you will find that the addiction, first of all you have to determine what is addiction. So for example, anything and everything you find that is recall every day, and without that you cannot live. For example, our whole country is addicted to tea, but we are not able to accept it. When I had been to UK, I found, when I asked, are you taking alcohol, the person said yes. So that person asked me, are you taking alcohol? I said no, I don't. So are you taking caffeine? The other question was this, are you taking caffeine? Oh my god, that does mean that caffeine is an addiction. And these UK people know that caffeine is an addiction. It is almost equivalent to alcohol. So addiction can cause stress because addiction requires something which is to be needed by your psychological dependency of your brain. So addiction can cause stress. People have addiction. I have one case of cancer. The person had an addiction of of smelling this some pain related balm, and as a result of it is found that this pain related balm has some component which is carcinogenic component. I don't want to put the name of that particular the ache balm, but has a component which is carcinogenic component, and as a result of it that person got addicted to release the stress with that particular smell. But over the period of time, she got released from the local stress, but carcinogen worked very well and ultimately caused a cancer of stomach. That is the actually etiology of that cancer. The for particularly transient situation, don't get into stress or addiction. Transient stress is better than the stress of getting into a cancerous cells. Handling a stress. So there is a John Sanem, another question. Handling a stress in career and relationships, common problem of youth. Very good, and definitely we'll come to that, because relationship as well as career, these are the two major factors. But the answer is very simple. We'll come to that answer. And John, if I don't answer this question, please repeat this question. We will go to the remedy of it. We are in the process of now currently the what causes stress, what is the physiology of stress, what is the effect of stress, right? So this is very important question. Does medication help stress relief? My dear friends, the medication what we are going to do, not allopathic medication, can release the stress. It can be anti-anxiety, it can be anti-stress, but you all know, you all might have read Goodman and Gilman, and every Goodman and Gilman, almost 50% of Goodman Gilman field with the side effects of it. We all know, we all know, we all know that whenever we go through a kind of Satos Karkale, or we go through Tripathi or any physiology book or pharmacology book, almost 80% of it is full with liver damage, kidney damage, and many things. And you all know that even a 20-gram dose of paracetamol, para-amino acidophenols, you can cause a liver damage. So actual stress buster are built inside us. It's you who can get rid of your own stress. We'll come to that, and we'll do practical also similarly on that. Definitely very good question. So our stress about relationship, about our career, that we can definitely ourselves can actually got rid of it. I'll also share with you practical example about it. Being a pharmacist, I love to be pharmacist, and that's why I'm in touch with pharmacy students. So career stress in my life, there was a career stress after becoming pharmacist. After becoming a MTech, I found that I left my pharmacy, and after becoming a MTech in biochemical engineering, that too from IIT, I come to know that my God, I don't get job. I'm just MTech, and I don't have anything which I can get into a job. And then I come to know that okay, stress is generated. My God, this is a very bad situation. I found that okay, I can land into IT. So I'm spending my 25 years of my career in IT currently. Okay, though I'm speaking about all those biological terms because they are very near to my heart. But I'm a core IT guy, having a like Powda and Gamela and laptop like that. I'm taking to countries and country, this country and that country. So that is a that is a problem with our switching up of career. So career, if you accept that career, what is known as active acceptance. Again, underline this particular thing: active acceptance of situation, of your career, of your relationship, and that is the answer. We'll come to the active acceptance again, but underline it. Okay, so career stress can be generated, but if your active acceptance to the career can reduce your stress. How to do active acceptance? I'll tell you definitely when we'll go to remedy of stress. Why, according to you, the rate of stress increasing in today's time? Because expectation is increasing. Very simple. You expect your from yourself, from other people, something, or you expect from your own body, your own mind, your own brain something, that increases the stress, right? So expectation is the key. Second reason is that this particular machine is very sophisticated machine. To handle this machine itself, you need a sophisticated brain and mind. Now our machine is sophisticated, we are handling it first time from the childhood. We don't know, we know handling something like cup, but we don't know handling a sip of water with a joy. So my handling of cup itself can generate a stress. If my God, a spill off, it spill off on my, it's a collar, it spill off somewhere, I'm taking a stress session, it is generating stress, I don't know. Handling of our own emotions like cup itself is not there, and that generates stress. That is a core reason of stress. Okay, coming to another question: self analysis before handling a stress is must. Is it must? Yes, very good, Jan Sanem. Self analysis is the key of actually finding out the core of your stress. A realistic goal, unrealistic goal, or dream? Very good question again. The thing is, when you set up your goal, when you set up your realistic goal or unrealistic goal, okay, your current action, your current situation, you have to face that. If you are every day chasing your goal but you are not doing action, will cause stress. Four, key number four: actions. Key number four is actions. So action is the answer. So if you think a lot and don't do any action, stress will be there. Okay, so that is the answer of this particular question. I request all to add your questions here. Okay, so then will it help? Will it help relieving stress if we talk about it with our family or friends? Like absolutely, absolutely. What happened when you talk? Actually, you recall the portion of your brain or the emotions of your brain and express it in words. First of all, words itself, when you speak something itself, release your 10% of the stress. One of my brother, actually, okay, he, what he does, he has lots and lots of ideas, n number of ideas in different ways, different domains, different functions, different relations, god, and right from the god to the soil, every portion has, he has some ideas. Now these ideas create thinking, lot of thinking inside creates stress. And unless and until this person speaks about it somewhere, doesn't get stressless. So as a result of it, he's finding somebody that can this person hear me. Active listener is very important. Again, if you are not active listener, in you are not in front of active listener, you will have to be in front of some tree, some banyan tree, so that the tree can listen to you. Okay, so many people, they actually go for animal, they speak with animal to get stressless. That is another key. If you are with some animal cannot speak specifically, can be a dog, puppy, or it can be a rabbit, it can be a cow. Cow is the best stress buster, you know. Cow has emotions, a puppy has emotion, or a dog has emotion, and these emotions but cannot speak, so can understand you, and that is a stress buster. So this is a very good suggestion that speaking out it can definitely reduce the stress, but there is a rider inside it. What is a rider? If consider that you are in fourth year, you are about to appear for gate, and you got the gate, tentative gate paper from somewhere, and you believe that this gate paper will definitely 50% of it will appear in the exam. Now there is a stress that you are not able to complete it, and very few hours are there to complete this particular preparation. You cannot speak at this point of time to your colleague. If you speak with your colleague, the first stress you will get, where did you get this paper from, boss? Number two, are you doing such a way preparation? You are not studying right from the core. That is a second stress generated. And third stress, if the person complained against you, then everything is stressed. So there is a rider, whom to speak with what. Key number 5, whom to speak with what. Actually speaking can generate the stress, speaking can reduce the stress. So this is a selective weapon which we should use as a stress buster. Speaking something, if I speak with you IT terms, it will generate stress for me as well as you. If I speak a pharmaceutical term in front of you, I'm sure this message box is flooding like anything, just because I'm speaking about the pharmaceutical term. Because definitely that pharmacy language, common thinking we have, and that's why we can communicate even through message box. So speaking about it is very important, but to whom is also very important, and what is also very important. Many times words generate stress. Words, they generate stress, and these words are to be used very carefully. So if I say, oh, you are useless, if I say, no, I think you can improve, you are very doing very good. Okay. But I think there is a scope definitely to improve. And I can also improve. How stressless it is. How stressless. I cannot say, boss, you have to improve. No, 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 no. The way in which it is actually, the delivery of sentence should be in such a way that it should be stressless. Otherwise, or anti-stress session itself will create a lot of stress, right? So that should not create about it. Correct. Will it help? Praveen Chaudhary says, will it help relieving stress if we talk about it with our family or friends? Yes, it will help, provided they should be benevolent to you. How TP deal with element causing stress? TP, I said, I feel time pass, right? TP deal with element causing stress. So I said I feel that it is a TP is a time pass. Actually, time pass won't cause stresslessness unless and until particular time pass will take your thinking away from the stressful thinking. So again, coming to the sixth key, take yourself away from the thinking of stress. How to do that? Again, the key lies in yoga, which we will come to that, right? The especially people whom we can't avoid in day-to-day life, very important people whom we can't avoid. Most of the students, there may be some medicinal chemistry teacher, and definitely every day you have to learn medicinal chemistry. Boss, you cannot get rid of cyclopentano pyridrophenanthrene nucleus in your life. Okay, steroid molecule is the key molecule. You have to face the medicinal chemistry teacher every day, and very unpalatable Foe or Wilson Giswald or this one, the Remington. No, no, it is unavoidable. Whenever the situations are unavoidable, you have to accept it actively. What is the difference between active acceptance and acceptance? Acceptance is majburi. No, no majburi. You should go to the situation, understand the situation. Boss, Remington is my life now. Remington, any page you just open in Remington, you will get something very good. Till now, there is a book in my life that if I want to learn something new, I read a Remington because it gives new direction, new information. You won't believe that I purchased Remington when after my 10 year of pharmacy. The reason is I like this book because, but if you think that I have to mug up the Remington and I have to reproduce these, the most stressful person in your life is only you. Okay, no other person will be as stressful as you. Never think of it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the cyclic molecules. Enjoy the adamantane. Enjoy the organic chemistry. How to enjoy it? When you understand something and apply something, retrieve something, you enjoy it, because people will actually add on and support people, as well as accolade people who enjoy the thing, who retrieve the thing, who memorize the thing, and who help to get that thing understood. So when other person is enjoying you, you are enjoying yourself. Again, enjoying is a relative term, right? So so coming to this one, can't avoid, you have to accept it actively. Active acceptance is very important thing, very very important thing. Say for example, in Mumbai we have huge humidity. People, they get acceptance over the period of time. Local, in local people enjoy. I have best I have enjoyed in my whole train journey of my, or rather all journey, I have enjoyed the best music in local bhajan. So that's the enjoy. The joy is inside us. The only thing is, once you start this enjoying joy, you come to know how to buster, how to get rid of this stress. First thing what you have to do when you try to start enjoying, be a mimicker. What is that means? Be a person like you are actually, you are enjoying it. First thing is to cheat yourself that you are enjoying it. And once you mold your thinking slowly, you'll come to know that you are really enjoying it. It's like a laughter. If you laugh, you will also actually start laughing it realistically. Your face will change into laughter because you started pseudo laughter. So pseudo laughter will originate original laughter. And similarly, when you start enjoying something pseudo way, you will actually enjoy it in a real way. So नकल करने से असल आती है. This is true. Sometimes stress is not the exception to it. If I said every day I'm in stress, I'm under stress, my God, you will be stressed. So what you have to say was whatever it is, I'm not under stress. वो नहीं होता, stress नहीं आता. Whatever it is, okay, last moment of life, let's go. But stress नहीं लेंगे. You know, this itself is known as positive thinking. So positive thinking, that is a key number 7, is very important in stress. The positive thinking does not mean that you are telling it unrealistically, you are wishing it. If you wish positively, no doubt about is that not only psychosomatic diseases which are caused by negative thinking, there are phenomena which are operated in our body and which from our inner mind the positive events can be scheduled. This phenomena is not on Google, not a research paper, but there are papers which actually they are published in many of the nature journals, that if collectively people think positively, some positive thing can occur. And that's the reason people have a collective events, positive thinking events. So what is positive thinking? First you put a nuclei, like nuclei of crystallization, that boss I have to think positively. What is to be done for that? Very simple. Whenever a thought appear in your mind, whether this is a positive thought or negative thought, any thought appear in your mind, any thought. So for example, let's take a example of cup. Example of cup. If I take this cup, my God, the water is less. Negative thinking. What a sieve of water. Positive thinking. So changing your thinking from negative to positive itself is a key. And stopping that thinking the first time itself, but it needs habit. So good habit. Eighth, eighth key, good habit of thinking. Like our body has a thinking habits, a body has walking habits, body has the locomotion habits, our brain has a thinking habits. You know, somebody comes first, the first thing which should appear in mind, congratulate him. Not like वो तो क्या है यार उसको पेपर मिले थे. No, that is a negative thinking. The first thing should come was congratulate him. Whatever was, even if the person got the paper, but ultimately to get the paper itself is a talent. To write something itself is a talent. And to get it approved is a talent. Ultimately, first you congratulate him. The first thing is positive thinking. So if you get a positive thinking, first thought, you will find that you are actually in a very good situation. Out of 70,000 thoughts that we have in every day in our mind, I'm telling you, hardly less than 50 thoughts are positive. Can you imagine this situation? If the day your thoughts are positive, more than, say, for example, 500 out of 70,000, I'm saying 70,000, 500 thoughts are positive, you will have luster on your face immediately. Try this. Key number 9. Try this positive thinking habits. There are a number of books available. All books, they are all stolen from Bhagavad Gita. They are put in separate different kind of words, different kind of jargons and psychological thing and emotion and Vincent and Pinsett. All these Daniel Steele and Coelho and Pohello and Sharma and Robin, everybody stolen it from our epics. Epics are the key things. If you read 5 times Bhagavad Gita, you will become positive like Arjuna, right? So that is the key. That is a key. Again, key number 10. I told you, but I didn't tell you explicitly, is read Bhagavad Gita, right? We have not gone to, till now, we have not gone to yoga. We'll go there. I'm just struggling to answer the questions you have put. Uh, Okay, sir, what is Vinod Dubeji said, sir, what are the effects of stress on our body and our personality? Body effects, I told you all those 10, 20 effects are there, like the blood, right from the blood pressure to the cancer, everything. And even the effect like you may not be hungry or too much craving is there, and also fat and heart effect and cardiac effect all are there. Personality is a new question. Personality effect is a huge effect. You know, personality is actually depicting that how the other person will feel when you are just beside that person. If suppose in your college, suppose say tomorrow a pharmacist or the president, vice president of lupine came, and he has started his session on suppose anti-leprotic drug, because lupine is very good in anti-leprotic, and then also anti-TB drug and rifampicin and isoniazid, all these things. You will feel the knowledge beside you. This has many reasons. This has the person is under huge amount of thoughts, origination, delivering, also stress, but the person is not taking stress. As a result of it, the person will have known as ojas. What is known as ojas? A power which is actually around you. And as a result of it, your personality, if you are utilizing that power positively, your personality will not be stressful. Your personality will be pleasant. Your personality will be hampered by stress. अरे कुछ नहीं तो पर्सनैलिटी अच्छी रखने के लिए स्ट्रेस नहीं लेते हैं. Forget about it. I was speaking with Professor Smita, and I told her one key thing about it, that more intelligent people have more stress. You know, talent is to manage the talent is a real talent. If you can manage your talent, you're talented. If you're only talented, you can manage the information and knowledge, but you cannot apply that knowledge to you. The sophisticated machine which is there, if a biologist or engineer start building this machine right from the keratin to the nail keratin, probably it needs more than 100 million years, number one. And the one human being will probably have more than one city structure. So many machines are there. See, we are not, till now we are not able to even create a one single glomerular filtration properly. We need dialysis machine, big machine, right? So glomerular filtration itself cannot be prepared. So it's a very sophisticated machine. I'm speaking about the materialistic thing. Consider the things which are there in our hippocampus, in our hypothalamus, in amygdala. Amygdala play a very important role in our stress management. It is a restriction. It causes a restriction to our thoughts. You know, even if I'm speaking about the stress, somebody must be feeling that mom boss देख बजाते इसको. So amygdala is stopping from that. कुछ नहीं लिख ही देते. अबे हल stress stress कुछ नहीं होता. The point is, it is stopping. Amygdala is stopping. Amygdala stops. But you know, when amygdala is overpowered, say for example by alcohol or by any of the opiates, and then it bursts out, you don't have restrictions, and that ultimately causes stress also, anxiety also. So amygdala plays a very important role. Managing the amygdala is the key. How to manage that? again we will come to yoga. We are in this particularly uh, in a path of getting one by one questions. So, and I'm reading them. Is again Sanem Jan says that is binge eating? What is this? Bing a sign of stress? I didn't know what is bing eating. Sorry, bing eating. It may be higher eating. Higher eating is a sign of stress. Uh, there is one question: how to groom or condition oneself for dealing with stress? Okay, yes, that will come to know definitely. See, for this particular purpose, what is generally uh, condition? You have to condition your mind for the stress. First thing, try one thing very simple. What you can do, one very simple yoga we will do, and we'll found what actually happened to stress. Okay, how to do that? Just hold your both hands here. Okay, both hands, correct, and breathe out. With breathe in, make a sound in your throat. Breathe out. Let's do that. Do that again. Let's do it 7 to 8 times. I'm sure you might have done it practically. In this last 30 seconds, when we did this, uh, say 7 to 8 times, you tell me how many people thought about their career, their stress, their marks, their exam results, any stress which you had 30 seconds back. I'm sure nobody might have thought about it because they were concentrating on the, this is known as urdhva ujjayi. Urdhva ujjayi. Okay, so ujjayi is one of the key remedies. Key number 11. Key number 11, urdhva ujjayi, is one of the key remedies for stress. So whenever you are stressful, okay, this also initiates a flutter in your throat, and as a result of it, your thyroid will also be activated. And thyroid plays a very important role even in stress because it controls your metabolism, right? Thyroxine hormone T3 and T4, it controls the metabolism, and as a result of it, so you have to activate thyroid and anahata chakra, which is very near to your heart. If these two are activated, your stress will be gone. So how you have to set up? You have to start yoga. You have to condition yourself for yoga, and then you will definitely get stressless. How to condition it? You should always start with Sukshma Yoga. Sukshma Yoga is like you never start your yoga with immediate asanas. Start with very simple moments, simple moments of life. Your complete simple locomotion, moving your wrist. There is a stress Sukshma Yoga. For example, what you have to do? You have to keep your both the with both the hands, all your finger near to your upper mounts. Okay, and this way, what you have to do? You have to spread your hands and do this way. So I will spread my hands. You may not able to see me. Roll roll them up, down, rotate them, rotate them. So I'm rotating it this way. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Very simple. And release them. Fist, release the fist. You may have a thought of closing your eyes, I know. Okay. Next, open your fist palm, bring it down, close your fist, open, close. Now, this simple, you have to do it along with breathing. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Wait. Take a deep breath with left nostril, closing your right nostril. Hold it. Slowly breathe out from right nostril. Breathe in with right nostril and breathe out with left nostril. So, what we have done, you'll find that you were actually a saggy. You were actually a kind of relaxed. The reason is because you have done Ujjayi, you have done Sukshma Yoga within this some 30 seconds, 40 seconds. You have done some shoulder exercise and also you have done Anulom Vilom just in 30 seconds. If you try this for at least 15 minutes, you will definitely find that there are enkephalins and endorphins which will be released in your body, and as a result of it, you will be stress free. Ultimately, you will find that if you find a thought of stress, you have to you have to think two things. One is what is the extreme that can happen with stress, and one is what is the action to be taken now. There are only two things. But if you 100 times think that what will happen extreme, what will happen extreme, that is a negative thinking. That is not at all a thinking for protection. One time you are thinking, it's a protection. Two times, less protection, more negative thinking. And three times, you are a negative thinker. So, whenever negative thinking comes, stop it and start doing action. Most of the time you will find that when there is a annual exam, huge course is there: anti-cancer, anti-leprotic, anti-TB, anti-hypertension. Oh my God, so many things. Atenolol, this is lot, and nowadays new drugs have come. Okay, even for sneezing, you will find that Montelukast is there, and so many. Well, scientists are actually they are finding so many drugs, so many ways. There are so many ways of delivering a drug and delivering a system, and so complicated it is. It is more and more knowledgeable. We don't enjoy it, causes stress. Now, huge course is there in front of you, and you have to start that course. You have to complete that course with say next 10 days. Believe me, 10 days is a very huge time. But your half of the day will just go in what is the course? My God, wow, should I do it? So big course. Then you will start chit chatting with your friends. How to do it, yeah? Methotrexate structure itself is so bad. Antipsychotics, my God, which ring is 5 member, which ring is 7 membered? My God, I cannot imbibe anything. You will actually get into that circle itself, the vicious circle, and will not do any action. Key number 12 is action. Start your actions. Protection, you have to think once, and actions, you have to immediate start actions. So answer is action. You have to start your actions. So whether it is a big chunk of, it's a very big chunk of your complete course to be finished, the journey will start from one step. So action is the key. Okay, let's go ahead. Sir, actually chemistry subject is stress for pharmacy student. This is by Raj Gupta. Thanks, Raj. And this is a very true question from the heart. Believe me, chemistry is hard when you don't understand. If you don't understand SN1, SN2 replacement reaction, if you don't understand pinacoline rearrangement reaction or aldol condensation reaction, then it's a challenge. It's a very big challenge then. It's like that we don't understand something which is very near to us. We have a Professor Subedar, and really I respect him too much. That one fine day in pharmacology lab, when he was conducting a pharmacology practical, there was a counting of RBCs and WBCs and the cells of. So he said, have you counted everybody? Have you counted all these? So somebody said, yes, sir, I have counted. Somebody said, yes, sir, there are 400, there are 300. I didn't get any lymphocyte. I didn't get any, I got a lot of WBC. Somebody said, I got a lot of RBC, everything. He asked, what was the color of that slide? So somebody said, sir, something, I think, purplish, something purplish. Okay. Then he said, any exact color? Did you determine? So everybody said, no, no, no. No, sir, we didn't determine. Okay. What is there on the slide? Was there any droplet? So we said, no, sir, we didn't see any droplet. Actually, we were more thinking of seeing it in the slide itself. Where are my RBC? And I have to count and I had to note it down. So he said, my dear friends, there you have done the mistake. You have not gone to the interest of that slide. You have started with technology. You have started with the knowledge, and knowledge has, and this particular knowledge injection will start stress. Stress has initiated there itself because you are not acquainted with that. It's like going to a honeymoon without knowing your wife completely, right? So you have to know the chemistry. First, very important thing which we got learned from Professor Parashar sir. Why? Why we learn chemistry? If you ask this question, why? Why we learn chemistry? Very simple why. If you ask two why to yourself, it's done. It's done. So if you ask why, and you will find that when you ask why, your one selfish mind will come into play. My God, yaar, chhod na yaar. Why? What you are telling, yaar? There is an exam. Because you have a lot of time. You should relax, ponder yourself. Why this must be occurring here? For example, picric acid. Why you say picric acid is a stressful? Picric acid is always a stressful. It is always there in that analysis and everything. And trinitrophenol. Then why it is acid? The reason is why again. Why is there? If you come to know the electron affinity or pulling effect, electronegativity of nitro group and releasing the OH instead of OH, the hydrogen atom or proton, it becomes acid. But you have to know the electronegativity of particular group for that. So the chemistry will be very simple if you ask why. But one thing is you have to go deep inside it. And then once you learn the basics of it, you have to open, definitely you have to open the very basic Vogel, very basic organic chemistry book, right? You have to go to Morrison Boyd, and then you have to learn from there, come back and complete the circle, and you will find chemistry is the most beautiful subject you will ever find in your life, ever find in your life. And if you can learn the chemistry, you have all answers inside your all questions. For example, if I make a statement that holistics, what we do, they're cancerous, only pharmacist can prove it. Believe me, the person who learned that how intercalation of DNA can occur with aromatic principles or aromatic components, why benzene is carcinogenic, if the person, only pharmacist knows about it. Neither a person who knows only pharmacology or physiology, or a doctor who has a knowledge of medicine, a person who knows mechanism of action can know about it. But for that you have to give yourself, boss, I'm a pharmacist and I know chemistry. The thing here is very different. केमिस्ट्री में कैसे पास होना है, what is the passing marks, there is a problem, right? The good researcher is a good chemist. The good researcher has a very good chemical background. So that is the key. And very good, Raj, you have asked this question. It is right from the heart, but believe me, chemistry is the base of whole life. And if you go towards the chemistry as a friend, you will enjoy it. Don't go for completing the complete portion of it. Anyway, you are not going to recall more than 30 to 40% of it. But at least what you read should read selectively but extensively, smartly. Do not read whole Remington. You have to read selective and intensive, and then you will not have stress, right? Okay. Again, there is a question: being futuristic, especially about career, can it cause stress? Because today students of first year must be having plans of doing PG after 5 years. So how to plan for from a day one of UG course and achieve same? Very good question, Jan Salem. Very nice question. See, you are killing your own kid, baby inside you. Don't kill your baby inside you. You have to enjoy your 4 years. Study is a one part of your complete academic tenure. Do not kill your baby, your childhood inside you. Career will occur. You have to plan for that. But that does not mean only career, right? And that's the reason most of the dropouts, they are entrepreneur, and most of the academician who are actually best in academics, either they are very good researchers or they have struggled, especially in IT industry, I'm telling. So at the same time, learn from your heart is very important. Academic excellence will follow you, but learn from heart. Learn from heart. That is the key number 12. Learn from heart. You should not have to learn on the surface. You have to go deep into it. So learn from heart. Whatever you are learn from heart. Planning, you have to plan yourself, but does not mean that every day you have to plan. You have to plan once in a month, for a month. For a career, you have to recap that plan once in 3 months. You have to see where am I, not every day. You cannot change your plan every day. That will generate stress. So that is additional stress. Already you have a lot of stress, right? Biochemistry, pharmacology, you have fantastic subjects. Best pharmacy profession, best subject. But if you are additionally putting your stress, your career, you know, you should know what is your interest. For that, you can take a lot of tests are there on the net. You know your interests are here, and you know your career is here, and you have to just walk on that. Then do not get deviated unless and until there is a valid reason for this. Okay, coming to the next question, continuation of the previous one. Sanem Jan said that uh, how to plan and manage stress and achieve realistic goals or dreams. First of all, your goal setting is a very big thing, but in short, when you set the goal, they should be practical. Number one, they should be aligned to your habits, good habits, your liking. Third thing, liking, good habits. Okay. So, for example, if you would like to speak a lot, retrieve different knowledge, you like to actually contribute the knowledge to the people, definitely academics is the best way. शिक्षक साधारण नहीं होता धनानंद, प्रलय और निर्माण अपनी गोद में खिलाया करता है. You know this Chanakya sentence. So, if you are much more interested in always finding out new, but you are systematic in publishing it, you should be a researcher. If you like to interact with the people, like to travel, you should be in marketing and sales. If you would like to be definitely be a part of a hospital, you should be a hospital pharmacist, right? Let's go to next question. Should every college library should have motivational inspirational book corner? Very good question. The answer is very critical. Books will impart thinking, but your chintan, thoughts over it, will actually get you rid of stress. Proper thoughts. So book can help. Pharmacy itself is such a course that if you read the pharmacy, read it correctly, you'll find that you will enjoy it and you won't have stress. Definitely nowadays the complete complete library is changing into a IT library. Okay, so now there will be a virtual library, right? We have in our company, we have 1.5 crore book in IT library. There is no book library as such, not like this what you are seeing hit here. Right. A question from geriatric patients point: can stress cause dementia? Yes, stress can cause dementia and Alzheimer's. Mechanism of action, you can check it in definitely in on net or in Remington. Okay. Uh, Laborating. Uh, can I get a certificate of participation? Okay. The certificate of participation, Mr. Vasant Borse says that, believe me, if you follow even 5% of the tips what we are going to do now, then you get this certificate of participation itself. Ping me. You can also visit this particularly Dititude channel, DYTTITUD. You will get definitely there lots and lots of videos of it. But my real certificate of participation I can give you if you remember even a 5% of it. Let's go ahead with the next portion of it, right? Uh, so let's come to something which is actually some of the key acupressure points where that can release the stress. Okay, let's come to the remedy of it. We are discussing from 1 hour 29 minutes, but yet we have come to know 12 different remedies of stress. We'll actually come to know more and more. Okay, so the first very important remedy, which I accidentally determined it in my childhood, and I come to know that when afterwards when I saw and watch one of the videos of a foreign stress buster person. So here, what happened that in my childhood, whenever there was a stress, I used to fold my ear this way and put it inside this way, right? And I found that particularly doing this can release the stress. So I won't recommend you to do that. Okay, don't do that. What you can do, there are exercise of your ear which can reduce the stress. The first exercise is that the upper hollow portion of it, of your ear, you can press and move. Close your eyes and move this way, and you will find the upper portion, right? Upper portion of your ear, a pinna. The first exercise. The second exercise you can have at the back. Put your both the fingers this way, and you will find that for 30 to 40 times if you do, you become stressless. The next one, that here you can put both the fingers inside and move it this way so that your lower portion of your pinna get pressed. I hope everybody is cleaning regularly their ear and they won't have anything, any kind of dirt. This is the next exercise. There is one more, that to just pull your ear. Simple. The lower portion of your pinna, right? And you come to know why our teacher used to pull our pinna whenever we do mistake. You'll find that it causes stresslessness. There's one more thing at the back of our ear, the lining. Just press heavily. You'll find you will feel very good. This is the point of stresslessness. Similarly, particularly in this particular portion between your index finger and your thumb, press heavily, press this heavily this way. You can see this one. Press it heavily, and you will find a lot of stresslessness. Similarly, on the other side, press this heavily, you'll find a lot of stresslessness. Another point which is there here, press it heavily with thumb, and you'll find that within 30 34 seconds, 30 to 50 seconds, you'll find a very relaxing feeling here. Similarly, on the other hand, this is the point. Generally, the center, it relaxes. Apart from that, on your wrist, you know, on your wrist, if you press it heavily, then this can actually definitely cause stresslessness. On the other hand, so with 3 fingers, you have to press it heavily, right? One more thing, if you do Sukshma Yoga, specifically the rotation of your what is known as Skanda in Marathi or Hindi or Sanskrit, or shoulders in English, then that also causes stresslessness. You could close your eyes and this way move clockwise your complete shoulders. Keep your breathing normal and move anti-clockwise this way, and you will find that you are getting release of stress. Similarly, with the right hand on left hand side, press this way, one. With left hand from right to left, press this one. So one, so you have to press heavily, two, one, two, and you'll find that you get rid of at least uh, a local stress, right? So these are some of the acupressure points which you can use to get rid of local stress. Okay, so coming to the yoga portion of it, okay, which is actually our goal of getting a proper release of from the stress. First and foremost thing, a proper sleep is very much important. Either sleep, number one, or number two is the yoga nidra. So yoga nidra is something which is actually you have to you have to actually lie down, or even on on the chair you can do it. In case of yoga nidra, what we need to do, keep your backbone straight, keep your both the hands over the knees, keep your backbone straight. Now before yoga nidra, try to look at one particular point, keep your eyes open, wide open, and do not flip them. Keep stand still. It may happen that your eyes may get a kind of irritating feeling, and they may get, then after that they may get a kind of tears, they may get irritated. So just you don't close your eyes, keep eyes open, and whenever you feel that now you are not able to sustain open eyes, there's a complete tears are there in your eyes, slowly close your eyes. After you get the tears, slowly close your eyes. You will find a kind of impressions of whatever you were watching in front of you. Slowly concentrate on those figures which are coming in front of your eyes. Relax your legs. Try to imagine the foot, relax them. Relax your left foot, right foot, left calf, right calf. Concentrate on knees, relax them. Thighs, relax them. Pelvic portion, relax it. Your hands, relax them. Tummy, just release it. Chest, release it. Your back, relax it. Relax your neck. Gentle smile on the face. Shoulders, relax it. Take out all kinds of folds from your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax every muscle of your face. Concentrate on your breath. You will find when you concentrate on your breath, you may not have any thought. The time you leave concentration from the breath, you will have lots of thoughts coming inside your mind. Make yourself sensitive to your breath. When the breath is taken, slight chest is up. When the breath is expelled out, chest is deeply taken. Find the relaxing whole body. Whole body is down, relaxed. Slowly move your fingertips of left hand, fingertips of right hand. Try to touch both the hands together, their palms, rub them over each other. Try to rub them over your face, your neck, your eyes, ear. With all positive thinking, healthy life, slowly open your eyes and you will find that just 50 seconds of our yoga nidra, with just 30 seconds of our tratak, got rid of a relaxed feeling inside us. So, the key 13 is tratak and followed by yoga nidra. Correct? So, if you do at least 20 minutes of this, definitely you'll find that you will get rid of stress. The next thing, which is very important for all of us, which can get rid of stress, is a sweat. So, when you do every day a kind of 20 minutes of exercise where your armpit should get wet, that is a key to get rid of stress. Whenever you have a lot of work, you have to perform a lot in your college at that same time or in your exam, even teachers have stress, so they can do at least 20 minutes of exercise. The best exercise is sun salutation that you can do, and you will find that if you are doing sun salutation, not taking any caffeine or alcohol, you will definitely get rid of stress. Key number 14, anytime if you have stress, simple, try this one. Just breathe in and concentrate on breath. So key number 14, concentrate on breath. As a rule, your breathing time should be half than your breathe out time. So if you are breathing with say 10 seconds, your breathe out should be 20 seconds. That is the key. So key number 14. There are asanas. So what I will do, these asanas, I'll just read it, okay, or I will tell you about these asanas where you can definitely perform this asana and you can get rid of stress. First asana is Naman Mudra. Okay, Naman Mudra, where you have to sit in Vajrasan, where you have to fold your legs, and after folding the legs, you have to actually bend forward, sit on the folded legs, and in Vajrasan, bend forward, and those are the Naman Mudra. Okay, so you can imagine that in our ancient days, so people in people, they go for namaz. This is almost same thing. So all religion, they were actually taking care of our health, and that's why namaz has a similar kind of position as that of Naman Mudra. Parvatasan, which is one of the position in sun salutation, is also very much stresslessness creating asan. So Parvatasan, what you do in Parvatasan, you actually bend down, keep your both the feet touching to the ground, you make a inverted V shaped of your body, and there will be a breathing normal, and in this case you will find that your neck, your head is between two hands, and you have an inverted V shaped body, and this is the one of the best stress buster, right? Then there are cat pose or marjarasan, or uh, cat pose. There are two marjarasan pose which are very well very important for stress buster. Gomukhasan, if you are sitting in the office, you can do Ardha Gomukhasan, where you can have one hand here and another hand you can hold it this way. Okay, so Gomukhasan, Ardha Gomukhasan, and you will find if you move in this situation, particularly in this position, you can have the Gomukhasan, Ardha Gomukhasan, which is very good for releasing stress. Similarly, the Setu Bandhasan, which is breech pose, and Brahmari Pranayam, that is another stress buster, right? So Brahmari Pranayam, where you have to put both the insert your both the thumbs, or even sometimes the index finger in your ear, and you have to take a deep breath and have a humming sound. So you will find that with this humming sound, always it has an effect on brain, and you can get rid of stress. Sheetkali and Sheetali is considered as one of the stress buster. So Sheetkari, you have to just create a channel of your tongue, and it will make complete body cold. You have to breathe out by nose. Sheetali, you put your both the jaws, teeth to each other, and breathe in through mouth. Breathe out by nose. So Sheetali and Chitkari. Ujjayi Pranayam we have seen, that is also one of the stress buster, and Balasan or child pose, okay, which is similar to Naman Mudra, that is also a stress buster. Apart from that, the Anjaneyasan, like, or Hanumanasan, which is there, where you have to actually take lot of distance between the two legs, and you have to raise your hands up, okay, and you have to just try to bend your body, press your body downwards so that your knees are folded. Okay, this is a standing asana. Anjaneyasan is very important. Similarly, Viparita Karni, when you have to lie down on the pad and raise your legs up. So if you raise your legs up 45-degree, then it will become it will be actually Utthit Padasana, which is another stress buster. And then there is a you have to raise your legs 90-degree. That is known as Viparita Karni. Apart from that, Halasan or Ardhalasan or Sarvangasan. These are also very good stress buster, right? So Pankhasan, or if you are very much fond of it, Pankhasan can be a very good stress buster. Akarana Pidasan is another one, but it is difficult to do. But you will find that even Halasan or Ardha Halasan can get rid of the complete stress. If you are flexible enough, you can have the Matsyasana. But first, get into the lotus position and then lie down in a lotus position on your pad, or you can first lie down, get into lotus position, hold by both the hands, hold the both the big toes of your leg, and then try to do Kapalbhati in that position. Excellent stress buster. So Matsyasan. And with Matsyasan, with the Kumbhak, Antar Kumbhak, you will find that you can also float on water. Okay. So that can be a very good stress buster, right? Coming to the diet portion of it. Okay. I'll just quickly cover this one diet portion of it. See, you have to avoid cheese, you have to avoid butter. Okay. You can have a milk in the evening so that your melatonin secretion will be good and you will have a good sleep. But try to avoid the bakery product as well as the product from milk, except milk, other things. You can also have buttermilk, that you can have. Fast food, packed food, no for that. Okay, that is totally no for fast food and for the for uh, any food which is already cooked and packed, as well as packed food, no for that. It is said that for meat or shellfish, they should be completely stopped. So non-veg should be completely stopped. Sugar, completely stop the sugar. Better to get rid of sugar. Get rid of your stress. People have habit of drinking soft drinks, okay, or chocolate drinks, except black chocolate, which is very bitter in taste. All other chocolates contain a lot of sugar and caramel, you all know, and you should avoid that, right? All sugar containing things, you should avoid that. Then you have to better have to get the soup in your lunch or dinner. Fresh fruits is the best way to get rid of stress. That is the best way. You should eat as much as possible fresh fruit. If people are suffering from diabetes, sapota or custard apple, or they should avoid grapes or any kind of sugary fruit. But fresh fruit, you should get hydrated. Key number 18, you should get hydrated. Whenever you have stress, never stay away from hydration. Hydration is the key. And then sometimes you may have the huge amount of, say, herbal products or a huge amount of sabzi vegetables, that will actually give you a lot of strength to fight with stress. Apart from that, if you want a relaxing brain relaxing oil, best is yang yang oil. It is the spelling is Ylang lang oil. Okay, or you can put some lavender oil here, or you can put chamomile oil here. You all are pharmacognosy student, you all know that are the principles which are sometimes the alicyclic, or principles which are actually soothing principles are there in this, specifically in chamomile. Okay, and that can definitely relax your brain, get you away from stress, right? Apart from that, you should go for oatmeal. Okay, many times it is found that the stress is because of the lack of vitamins. And sometimes if you take multivitamin tablet, you will find that the automatic stress release is there. The reason is only because of our deficiency in our nutrition, right? So as a result of it, you should always check whether you are not deficient in your nutrition. Very, very important. Right? So these are some of the key things which you should follow for stress. There's another question from Sanem Jan. Let's go for that. Hmm. Thank you so much. Insightful session. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, uh, Sanem Jan, sir. Then Hariom Nishad say, see business now Swadesh, our CNBC Awaz, live, share, care. What is this? I don't know. But uh, I feel so. I have covered the questions. Again, apart from this, there are any questions? Let me know. Definitely, I would like to answer it. I hope you didn't get stressed because of the session itself, right? There are rules and regulations for this stress busting, definitely. But the whole stress medicine is available inside us. That is the 20th key. So first you believe that the stress, you can get rid of stress with fighting with stress or keeping the stress very easily wherever it is, active accepting it, doing yoga. 20 drops of sweat can make you everyday stress free. So what we need to do, we need to do physically. Many a times the physic work on brain. So your exercise will work on brain. So you have to start exercise without thinking anything, right? So you will find that our brain, our mind can also be managed by our exercise, and that is why that we are much more oriented towards our epics, which says that was karmanye vadikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. So thank you so much. Thank you guys. It's almost 1 hour 59 minutes. Thanks a lot for your patient approach. I'm sure you will get very good colors in your exam and you will apply this principle. This particular session is there already recorded. Thanks to the whole college. Thank you. Thanks to Professor Smita Madam. And thank you very much for arranging this session, coordinating this session to Gokhale Madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Thank you, sir, for valuable session. Elaboration on yogic session, release stress related to pharmacy brain, stress related to physical and mental, and highlight about the benefit, or you can say beneficial of about your points. I would like to thank our management, our principal, Dr. Smita Thakurkade ma'am, for giving me opportunity to conduct the event. I would like to thank Dr. Ujwala Dubey ma'am, our HOD, and Mr. Sujit Ubale sir for helping hands. Last but not the least, our delegates, thank you for joining this session. One more announcement about the feedback form and the certificate. The feedback link will be given to you after the session, and certificate will be given within 1 week. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot.
Before we end the session, thank you so much, sir.